Hey, it is Gbutterfly and welcome to Cooking with Gbutterfly. Yes, it is July 4th, and I know a lot of people are probably out in the yard on the grill, barbecuing, or as we say in Texas, barbecuing. But you know what? I decided I didn't want to do that because it's so hot here in Houston. I decided to make something really light and tasty, and that's not going to take me a long time, and I don't have to cut the stove on. So you already know with G Butterfly, the first thing we're gonna do is wash our hands. You know, we keep everything sanitary over here, and hand washing is a must. That's non-negotiable. Now, these are the ingredients I decided to use. Spinach wraps, I had chicken, I had turkey, and you can never go wrong with roasted red bell pepper. I had Kobe Jack cheese, Havarti cheese. If you haven't used Havarti, consider trying it. Avocado, tomato, and blue cheese. Blue cheese makes everything better. We had some shredded lettuce, real bacon crumbles. Now, this was the smoked turkey. I only used 2 slices. I had it sliced at the grocery store. Y'all know I love HEB. So we had that. I also decided to use some garlic and herb chicken. That's what the next package will be. Garlic and herb chicken. And I had it sliced real thin. So I used 2 slices of the herb chicken. Oh my God, it was so good. You know, I'm just leaving it there for dramatic effect, just to let you look at it. And believe it or not, that amount of meat is going to be enough for this wrap. So I'm just lining it up together. Going to get my trusty knife. Going to chop it up. Remember safety. Always remember safety with your knives. That knife was already clean. I'm just cutting it in strips. As you know, I'm going to turn it around. Scoop, flip, chop it. All right. A little choppy chop right there. Just push it to the side. We don't even have to use a container. We're going to push everything to the side. Now, tomatoes. Always cut that little booty end off. Who wants to eat that? So I did me about a good 4 little slices. I figured that would be enough. And I didn't want to leave it in the circle, so I decided, hey, let's make it into quarters. So chop, turn. Chop, push it to the side, push it to the side. Now, let's see. What am I pulling out next? You know what I was doing? I was rinsing that knife off because you can't use a tomato knife cutting an avocado. Avocados are so good. Now, normally, I cut that little end off. You know, it was a little dark spot. You know, I can't add that to my wrap. It was a little dark spot. Now, I normally make little slits, slide it out with a spoon. I don't know why I decided not to do that today. That knife almost went through and cut my finger. So that's why I say you always got to be safe. I decided to just pull the skin off. I never do that. And guess what? I won't be doing it again. I'll go back to my trusty spoon. So we just had a lot of avocado slices. We're going to push that over to the side again. Everything we can do right here on this little red mat. Again, I'm rinsing off that knife. We can't cross-contaminate. See, I gotta wipe my hand off. I'm like, oh no. Let me get this off my hand, but that knife clean. And you see that little extra tomato that I had to get in the cabinet and get me a little bowl because I didn't want to just sit it on the cabinet. If y'all have not tried that ranch back there, you may want to. It's so good. It tastes just like the sauce that you get at the Taco Cabana. Now, this is my Havarti cheese. If you have not had an opportunity to try Havarti, you may want to consider getting it. Very unique flavor. And I had everything sliced at the number #1 width. If you go to meat markets often and have deli meats and cheeses cut up, you'll know the #1 is not very thick. Excuse me. Now I know I should say most people is probably familiar with Kobe Jack. Can't go mad. Look at that marbling. You can't go wrong with Kobe Jack. I only use 1 slice of each. And I'm trying to go step by step because for those who may not know how to cook, I want you to be able to look at this video, follow everything, and then sit down and have a good tasty meal. So that's why I'm very detailed Now we're going to just put one slice. Bam, there it is, right down the middle. I'm just going to push that over to the side. It's not time for it yet, but almost. You know, right then, I think I walked over to the trash can. I picked up a few things and put over in the trash. And don't worry about it, I got the kind you step on, so I didn't have to touch anything. Now, if you don't have those little snack bags, you may want to get you some. You don't want to use full-size zip bag. It's when you can get the little snack bag, when you have them something as small as a half of a small avocado. Now, we're just going to move everything over to the side. And guess what? It's a little dampness on that chopping board because I cut up that tomato. And that was a clean paper towel, y'all. But I want that surface to be dry. So when I lay my tortilla down, because I have these spinach and herb tortillas, you can't go wrong with that one. I think they also have a chipotle one as well, but the spinach one is really good. I wanted to lay that down, and I wanted to make sure that my surface was dry before I made my tortilla wet. And you know, when I was doing that, I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. Wait, let me slide everything over again. And I was just getting ready to start my assembly, and I looked over to the side, and I was like, God dang it. Guess what I forgot, y'all? Just take a guess. I was getting ready to open that, and something caught my eye. I think it was that shake that made me say, wait, I just remember something. See, I said I forgot. So I had to put my tortilla over to the side, the roasted red bell pepper. If you do not use roasted red bell pepper in your salads or in your sandwiches, you are missing a treat. It is so good. Oh my God. Now, it's in a liquid. Excuse me. And you can just take a fork and pull out a few pieces. Now, some of the pieces may be kind of long, so you're going to see me digging around a little bit because I wanted to find some small pieces. I wasn't going to use a lot. I needed enough just to add to my wrap. And if you picked up red bell pepper in a grocery store, you already know what the texture of the bell pepper is going to be. But again, I've been eating roasted red bell peppers for years. Like I say, it's a very unique flavor, and it just adds another layer of flavor to your food. Just a few little chops, just chop it up, because I want to be able to distribute it throughout my wrap. Push it to the side, you know how we do. Again, another paper towel. I have to dry that area off. Look, I didn't pull it off two and I only wanted one, but oh well. Just dry off that little spot because you don't want your tortilla to get wet. So now we're going to start the assembly. I had to open that up, and I thought it was going to be a squeeze bottle. However, it wasn't. I had to pour everything out. You see me putting the top back on because I was trying to see, wait a minute, is this going to have a hole at the top? Can I flip this back? Well, after I pulled all of the paper off and looked at it, I realized it was just a pour bottle and not a squeeze bottle. But I decided to put my cheese down first. If I would have put that ranch on the tortilla, it would have started making it wet. So you use your cheese slices as a barrier before you put anything wet on your tortilla, and that prevents it from breaking down and tearing real easy. So I just poured a little bit. You don't want a lot because you don't want it sloppy and everything going to be sliding everywhere. You just want a little bit. And the shredded cheese, that's shredded lettuce. Now, don't try that with a knife if you're not a veteran cooker like myself. Don't try that. Take some scissors and cut it open. Now, you can add as much lettuce as you like. All of these ingredients can be interchangeable with whatever you desire to have in your wrap. I say don't put a lot because remember, you still have to roll it up. So just remember that. And I'm not a big lettuce eater. And now I'm adding my chicken and turkey. Having it cut up in little pieces makes it easier to distribute along the entire center of your wrap. Again, you can use any kind of meat. You don't have to add meat. In a wrap, you pretty much can put whatever you want in it. It's whatever your palate is desiring at that time. So I'm adding my tomatoes. Cutting them in little chunks also makes it easy to distribute across the entire center of your tortilla. I'm putting my red bell peppers now, avocados, and picking up them little piece of meat. Now, we're not leaving any extra meat on the chopping board. And again, you can fill this with whatever you want. I did not want to have to turn on my stove. I wanted something light. Now, you don't have to add the blue cheese because we already used Havarti and Kobe Jack. But I like the tanginess of blue cheese, so I wanted to add a few crumbles. I don't know if you're like me. I keep that plastic on my blue cheese. Now, I always pour the bacon out in my hand because you know it always had that little square piece of package on the inside. I've never understood what it was for, but I'm quite sure it's for some type of preservative. It preserves it somehow. You see how it fell out? I had to drop it right back in there. But those are real bacon pieces. Now comes the test of my skills. But remember, you got to clean some of that off. You can't have a dirty workspace. Now you want to fold the ends into the side, and then while it's tucked in, you flip it. One side flip, but when you flip, you have to pull those ingredients to the inside of the tortilla, if you can see it. See, I'm taking my hand, and yes, this is my wrap. My hands were washed, my hands are clean, so I can pull my ingredients in. You tuck, flip, pull, and roll. Tuck, flip, pull, and roll. And you just continue to roll your wrap until everything is all encased. Remember, get your knife. And I went back, and you can't hear it, but I did clean off my knife once again with water, and I dried it off with a towel. I cut it at a diagonal. You didn't have to, but I chose to. And look at that, a perfect wrap. Summertime treat, or any time of the year, but especially when it's hot outside. And right now it's about 102 degrees outside. This is. Thanks for looking at this episode of Cooking with Gbutterfly. I have my wrap. And yes, I did put it on a paper plate because everybody know on 4th of July you eat off a paper plate. Now, let's see how it tastes. It looks really good. You can see all of the ingredients. So let's see. It's light. It's tasty. You can taste everything that's in there. I tasted tomatoes. The salsa ranch that was in there was really good. And I can taste the turkey and the chicken. So guess what? I'm going to go upstairs and finish this sandwich and watch a little TV and wait for the fireworks. All right, everybody, enjoy your 4th of July.